This mom is doing something that a lot of parents would be ashamed to admit. She's spying on her own teenager. These days, more and more parents are setting up hidden video cameras at home to find out what their kids are up to when they're not around. And you won't believe the things that these hidden cameras can catch. Girls sneaking boys into the house to have sex, kids throwing parties while mom and dad are out, drinking, using drugs, even stealing from their own parents. Today, parents whose teenagers are so out of control, the parents are willing to do anything, even spy on their own kids, to stop the wild teens before it's too late. Meet Brenda. Brenda is devastated because not only is her 16-year-old daughter Samantha totally out of control, but she doesn't care that her own mother is quite ill. You have cancer, do
Yes,
you
ma'am,
not?
I do. I've got terminal cancer.
What is she doing that's so out of control?
She's destructive in the house. She gets violent. She breaks things. She's been violent towards me. She was just incarcerated for 2 months for domestic violence on me.
What did she do to you?
She hit me, then she kicked me. I went over the coffee table. And she's in denial of everything.
Is it because of your illness that this is so?
I don't know if it's because of the illness or it's because she doesn't have a father figure in her life. Right. I've done everything I can in my power. I've gone to parenting classes, cope classes, tough love classes, but she doesn't care. But then when she's in jail, she writes to me and tells me things that she wants to help, but then she doesn't do anything.
But you can, when you know somebody you love is ill, you can act caring or not caring.
She doesn't care. She said, I wish your cancer would kill you now so I can go ahead and live my life I want to live.
And she's extremely violent towards your other daughter.
Yes.
Right? What did she do to her?
She strangled her one time, had red marks, and she threw a can in her face.
What else is she doing that is out of control?
She'd come home at 10:30, grab a jacket, and then take off in some strange car.
You have no idea who she's with?
I have no idea who she's with and whether she's coming
What
home
do you
alive.
suspect? Is she using drugs?
I believe she's using drugs. I think she might be even selling her body for the money for the drugs. I won't give her money. I found condoms in her room. I haven't found any drugs yet. But I searched her room. I steam her letters open. She's writing people in jail. All of her friends are jailmates.
What do you think might happen if she doesn't straighten up?
She'll either have AIDS, be pregnant, be on the streets, or be dead. I mean, when she takes off in these strange cars at night and doesn't come home until the next morning, my worst fear is having a cop come to my house, telling me to come to the morgue with them to identify my daughter.
Do they come often?
They've been to my house over the past month at least 4 times.
Yeah, that's often. Okay, let's bring out Samantha and find out what's going on with her.
Thank you.
Samantha, you
They're going to show the same attitude then, right?
You heard.
They don't know me. How can they be booing me if they don't know me?
Right, but Samantha, you heard that your mother is very concerned
Whatever.
about your behavior. Why do you act that way if she's ill?
Because she gets me aggravated. She gets on my nerves.
Okay.
Why do you write these
Have
things
you
to me
ever?
that you care for me? And
Because I want to try, and then you got me aggravated. You just get me aggravated. Whatever. Y'all the losers.
What is it that I'm doing so wrong that's not right in your life? I mean, what do you want me to do to make things better? To make it so it works between the two of us?
Just let me have my freedom.
What, just go and come as you want to go at 16 years of age?
I should be able to do what I want to do.
What kind of freedom would you like that you're not getting?
Just to be able to do what I want to do and go and come.
Aren't you doing that right now where I can't do it? You're coming in at 10:30 at night, grabbing your jacket and leaving in some strange car and not coming home all night? Aren't you doing that now? I drive you to school because it's raining. Then you don't even go to school. I'm there to pick you up, and you're not there for me to pick up. And then you tell me you go to school?
I do go to school.
And then the day that you go to the beach all day.
Y'all don't know, so shut up.
You know, Brenda, what did they tell you in the tough
Y'all know how
love
I live.
classes? Did they tell you to let her, if she wants her freedom, did they tell you to let her go?
The last time they told me with tough love is to basically try to cut her off, not show her you love her, not give in to her.
Right.
Like when she was incarcerated, I didn't go visit her, I didn't write to her,
Right.
I didn't let her call me, I had my phone shut off.
Right.
And when she came home, I don't know, I'm at a loss for words right now.
Okay, I understand. Please meet Loa. Loa's here because she has 3 daughters. 14-year-old Stephanie, 13-year-old Tessa, and 12-year-old Ivy. And it's a problem, right? They won't go to school, they use drugs, they're violent with you. It sounds like you have your hands full. 3 daughters. Now, how do you cope with 3 daughters who are problems?
I'm up all night worrying about them. I'm scared to death they're going to get AIDS.
They're 13, 14, and they won't go to school.
No.
Is that right? And 12?
And 12. Ivy hides in the closet or in the garage, so she doesn't have to go to school. Steffi and Tess are on homeschool. They got so much talent and potential, they just don't even care. That I ask them where they're going to live, what they're going to do, and Steffi says, I'm just going to live in a dumpy old house in the middle of nowhere and have dumpy old furniture. They go out drinking. They don't care what they do to me. They don't care what they're doing to themselves, their bodies.
You say they're very violent with you. What has gone on?
Oh, man. Stephanie, I had to drag her home one night, 3 blocks down the road. She bit me, she hit me. And this is to keep her from taking off and to do drugs when she was going to go. And Tessa bit me so hard one day that when I was trying to hold her down, waiting for the police to arrive, that she left a scar on my arm, and she was yelling and screaming at me while I was waiting for the police to show up. And she bit down so hard that she was screaming at me while she was biting me. She hit me in the eye, gave me a black eye. She takes off in the middle of the night when she wants to, and I sit up all night waiting for her to come in. I listen for the sliding glass door to open, and I know she's home.
You said that Steffi is sexually active
She
at
is.
14.
She is. I took her to the doctor. The doctor explained, about the diseases and the herpes and the warts and all this, and she didn't care, so we put her on birth control pills, and I asked her, I said, Steffi, are you taking your pills? I'd remind her every night. There was only a week's supply, and she even told that to a doctor. There was only 1 week's worth, so I had to put her on the shots.
You have to keep your door locked. Are you afraid?
My kids go in, they still, sometimes I am afraid because when they get really out of hand, I just take the baby and I go lock ourselves in the bedroom and my 2 other boys, and we lock in the bedrooms and we watch movies or something. They broke my window trying to break into my room to steal things. It never ends. It never ends.
What do they say when you tell them how upset you are about their behavior?
They don't care. They laugh at me. They think it's funny to act like they're lesbians together.
All right.
They think it's funny. They don't care. They were yelling out the window last night at strange men on the streets, telling them to come up to our room.
In New York?
In New York, here.
Let's bring out 14-year-old Stephanie, 13-year-old Tessa, and 12-year-old Ivy.
Where did you get those clothes?
From my friend.
Your new friends.
Kiss my ass.
Isn't this great?
She
She's
has
13
one.
years old.
Yeah. Look at your face and
Look at, she's 12.
Who's here? Who's here?
Were you on your knees?
Then why are you here?
Oh,
Yourself
no.
dead?
I was going to be there for you when you don't have a boyfriend, when you're living on the streets, and when you're wherever you're at.
I
He's gonna
have
be there.
myself.
I am.
No, you won't be.
I will
I'm
love
never
you.
coming back to you.
I would never. Oh, you're never going to come home.
No.
You're going to be left in the middle of a dumpy old
Obviously,
house in the middle
yeah.
of
Hello?
That's what
Obviously, the older ones.
Hell
Hello?
Hell yeah, I'm not having
talking
kids.
here.
I'm not stupid
Obviously,
as
the
that.
older one is not setting an example for the younger one. So I just think y'all should just stay teenagers and don't rush to grow up. Take your time.
They feed on each other. When one does something, the others have to follow suit. And it doesn't matter what order it is. If she decided not to go to school, so it went right down the line.
Oh, yeah, okay.
She hides in her closet in the garage.
Yeah.
She takes off whenever she wants in the middle of the night. This one here, she don't care if she gets warts or herpes or whatever.
Monkey see, monkey do. I just want to say something. Y'all look stank. All right? All right? All right?
At least I got the body for it. You don't look too good yourself.
They look like wannabe Charlie's Angels.
I got the body for it, don't I?
You ain't all that.
Sally,
You don't want to look at
she
me
tells me that she can go make money on a street corner because she's too young to get a regular job.
Think about it.
Selling her body. Selling her body.
You do what you gotta do.
They ain't nothing to sell there.
Hell yeah.
Nothing good to sell.
I'm
Like
not
that,
saying
you-
sell anything.
So what? Look at you.
Exactly.
It looks like you've been on your knees all damn night.
Calls them bitches. And I told her one day she's gonna call the wrong person something.
Over here, we had surveillance on children. They were going to a liquor store, which were selling to minors. And over here, you would see the two children that bought a beer ball.
Lately, my daughter won't talk to me about what's going on in her life.
Hi, honey. How was your day today?
When she gets home from school, she goes right to her room and locks the door behind her. I feel like something's wrong, so I hid a camera in her room to find out what's going on.
Please meet Christina. She says her 12-year-old daughter Sarah is so out of control, she's been kicked out of school, arrested 3 times, and is having sex at 12.
I didn't know she was having sex. I heard that today. I told her, I said, are you doing anything? She said no, but I found dirty letters. She's always talking to 18-year-old guys. She runs with 18-year-old guys. And she told me, well, I'm not doing anything. I told her, well, let me take you to the clinic and get checked. She will not go. She will not go.
It sounds like she's wild and she's 12.
She's 12 years old. She'll be 13 next month.
What else is going on?
She drinks. We had found wine coolers in her dresser drawer.
Smoking pot?
Yeah, she got kicked out of school, possession of marijuana. She said she is telling us how she gets a can, she pops holes in it and sticks it in there and smokes it. She got kicked out of school Wednesday for talking about drugs, throwing pencils at kids. That same day, we had stopped an officer to see what we could do about her doing this stuff. They told us there was nothing they could do unless she kills somebody, rapes somebody. We offered to take her somewhere where they could lock her up 24 hours to scare her, and they said there was nothing they can do, nothing at all.
She sneaks out of the house, stays out late, has been kicked out of 2 schools, and is she in a gang?
She dresses clothing like gangs. She writes gang graffiti on my mother's wall. She writes them on her pants. Brand new pair of pants, $15, $60 jeans she wears. She writes stuff all over.
Is she in school right now?
She got kicked out because she was talking about having drugs on her. So she got kicked out.
And is very disrespectful to you and to others.
Yeah, I have a 3-year-old daughter. Me and my husband had came back from Mexico about 3 months ago. My daughter was in there crying because she was crying for her dad. Sarah had told her, you little bitch, quit crying or I'm gonna slap you.
What do you think will happen to her if she doesn't straighten out?
She's gonna get locked up. Or she calls people hoes. Driving down the street, she flips them off. She calls them bitches. And I told her one day she's gonna call the wrong person something and she's gonna get beat up.
All right, let's bring Sarah out. Sarah, are you 12 years old?
Yeah.
You hear how upset,
Yeah.
you hear how upset your mother is about your behavior. What do you say to that?
Oh, well, it's my life.
But you gotta take it.
Why have you been kicked out of school?
For drugs,
What kind of drugs?
marijuana.
And drinking
Right.
and fighting.
Why are you acting this
Talking
way?
back.
Because that's how I am. That's how I'll stay.
That's the kind of person you are?
Yeah.
Last night at the motel, she wanted to go downstairs and get her a pop and stuff. I said, fine, go down there and get a pop and come back up. You got 15 minutes. She was with 2 other girls last night with 2 guys outside.
No.
She told me it was 1 guy, but there was 2 guys.
Yeah.
You told our producers you like to stay out all night.
Yeah.
Have sex.
Yeah.
Shoplift.
I didn't know she was having sex until I found out.
I've
what
had
she was-
sex once.
Okay. Shoplift.
Yeah, I do that.
Okay. Skip school.
Am I?
Skip
yeah, why
school.
Not?
Skip
Yeah,
school.
Yeah, I have.
Hang out with gangs.
Yeah, I do. Right.
And call
She said
your-
all of her friends are gangs.
They are, all of them.
Sorry, Samantha, Stephanie, and the crew. What's this, a hoochie mama thing going on or something? And a runaway gangster. I mean, help me out because I mean, your mothers, y'all really need to do something with these kids, for real.
She got doing
and you come.
things.
Oh, yes, she will.
What can she do?
All 3 of
Oh,
them.
hold up, because I know. Well, I would do it if I was in your shoes. But as far as
I caught her shoplifting at the dollar
first of all,
store.
put tape over her mouth. This one
I took
especially,
at the
because
dollar
this
store.
woo-woo is not cool for her
I
age.
took her
It's
right
not.
back to the dollar store and made her tell the owner of the dollar store what she'd done.
So what?
The law has done nothing now for
So?
the shoplifting charges. These guys,
It's called
except
suck up.
now I take them to these legal classes every
Learn how to
Tuesday night.
suck up to the law.
And for them to steal,
don't care.
I would put a warrant on it. Whoever stole from me, I would put a warrant on my own kid. I'm sorry.
There's nothing they
We'll be
can
right
do.
back.
Oh, what?
And she slept with a lot of men.
Yes, she says 15 to 20.
Yeah.
Fat? Let me tell you something. You're a crackhead. That's the only reason you're skinny.
My wife and I work nights, so we count on our teenage daughter to babysit our younger kids. She knows the rules. No one's allowed at our house unless we're home. Something tells us she's breaking the rules, so we decided to find out what's going on when we're not home.
Party! Mom's not home? Let's get crazy! Smoke some weed?
Please meet Vicky. Vicky says her 15-year-old daughter Amber is so wild and destructive at home, she's had to call the police several times. What is going on at home that makes you call the police?
Amber stays out all night. She drinks. She does drugs. She's been having sex since she was 12 years old. She throws things at me. You name it, she does it.
Violent with you, right?
Yes, very violent with me. She's thrown stereos at me. She's blacked my eye. She's tore the whole kitchen apart. I had to hold her down, physically hold her down. When the cops got there, they actually thought because of my size compared to hers, I was the one doing the abusing, and made me sit down and was really rough with me until they realized what was going on.
But you are larger than she is.
Yes.
Why can't you control her?
She is tough, really tough. She fights all the time. She's got a big bald spot in the back of her head right now where she fights with girls.
And is she using drugs?
Oh, yes, on a regular basis from the way I understand it.
What kind of drugs?
Marijuana, cocaine, crack. Crack.
All right. She dresses very provocatively, right?
Yes, she does.
Tell me
She'd
about
wear
that.
anything. Clothes up to here and down to here, and
And she slept with a lot of men.
yes, she says 15 to 20.
There is absolutely nothing you can do.
I haven't been able to do anything with her.
She has a bad reputation.
Yes, she does.
What, Amber calls you names and is violent with other kids. What does she do to the other kids?
She can't get along with girls especially. She likes guys, and gets along fine with them, but she can't get along with girls.
Is there a man in the house?
No, not right now.
You're not married?
No, divorced.
Okay. You say you can't keep an eye on her all the time. What is happening when you're away?
Oh, well, I know she's having people over at the house. As a matter of fact, I came in the other day and I caught 2 or 3 other kids in the house, and one of them was throwing up. And I asked her, I called her in the other room and I said, what's wrong with this girl, And she said, well, she stole a bunch of pills from her grandmother and she's sick. And I said, well, then I want the girl to leave, And she says, no, she's not leaving. She says, you, she's not leaving. This is my house, the same as it is yours. I can do as I want to. And she went back there and told the girl, I heard her tell the girl, that bitch. She don't have anything to say about it. I'll beat the hell out of her if she doesn't like it.
What have you tried to do?
Well, like I said, I've had her in counseling for several years, off and on. She's been on several different drugs, medications, I should say. She's been on Mellaril and Dexedrine, and, we've tried everything.
Was this prescribed by doctors
Yes.
to help her out? Do you think spying on her may be a good way to control her?
I'm willing to try anything. I have read letters and things, trying to find out what was going on. I have followed her around. I have talked to her friends. And
Has that done any good?
No.
Okay.
She doesn't care. And she'll tell you she don't care.
Let's bring out 15-year-old Amber. Amber, you know how worried your mother is about the way you're acting. What do you say to that?
Huh? What? Excuse me?
You know how worried your mother is about the way you're acting. What do you say to that?
Oh, well.
Oh, well?
I'm going to live my life the way I want to.
Okay. You use a lot of drugs. What are you using?
Anything. Shut the hell up.
Anything?
Kiss my trashy ass.
What about going to school? Why do you not go to school?
Because I don't want to see all them people like this, dumbasses.
Go ahead.
First of all, number 1 to you 3 over here, all you are is a bunch of sluts, all right? Sluts. Inexperienced and you know nothing, okay? You know nothing. You are little kids.
Excuse me, I don't have sex.
And you don't know how to dress at all.
You know,
and fucking end, okay?
She took-
Number 1, learn how to dress. And number 2, you said people like us. What's wrong with the way I dress?
What's wrong with the way I dress?
Like a little slut. That's what's
No.
wrong with it.
You're too fat for it, honey. Yeah.
I'm fat. Let me tell you something. You're a crackhead. That's the only reason you're skinny.
We'll be right back. I don't care what the police would say. Each one of them would be in a room very quietly with me for quite a while. And if there was anything left, the police could have it after they opened the door.
You had surveillance on children. They were going to a liquor store, which were selling to minors. And over here, you would see the 2 children that bought a beer ball.
I have to leave for my job early every morning, and lately I've had a sneaking suspicion that my daughter isn't going to school like she's supposed to. I had to find out for sure, so I set up a hidden camera at home to see what she's doing while I'm at work.
Ma? You home?
Please welcome back to the show Dr. Gilda Carl. You know, I don't really have any understanding of how girls get to this place. I really don't. But I'm considered a strict parent. I don't care what the police would say. Each one of them would be in a room very quietly with me for quite a while. And if there was anything left, the police could have it after they opened the door. From when you were this high.
That's why we love Sally, right?
No, but I mean, I know it's not right, but what gets them to this stage?
Well, for one thing, what we're seeing in our society today, unfortunately, is that parents are intimidated by their children. And that, number one, has got to end. You brought your kids into the world, you can also take them out. It's okay. You like it? Okay.
There's respect for anybody. There's respect for anybody.
Shut up. Who you think you is? It ain't nothing to me. It ain't nothing to me.
Hold on.
Call me names. Who think you is? Whatever.
Talk to me. Why are you so angry?
Because all these people got problems.
Okay.
Y'all act like, hey, hold up. Y'all act like y'all ain't never did nothing wrong in y'all life. Knowing damn well y'all did wrong things too. So thank you very much.
That's right. You know
I ain't saying I ain't wrong.
Okay.
I ain't say that.
Listen.
Shut up.
Wait.
Whatever.
Just give me a moment. You know what? We all do have problems.
Yeah, they do.
But you know, we all do.
I got the biggest problem. They do wrong things too.
We all have problems. What is your problem?
Ask her. I don't know my problem.
No. Yes.
I didn't call the show. I don't know.
Yes, you know you have problems because you're very angry. Why are you so angry?
I don't know.
What do you want from your mom? What kind of respect do you want from your mom?
So I want to be able to do what I want to do and have
Okay,
her
but do you
approve
understand
of what I do.
You want her to approve of what you do? Like what?
Be able to stay out and be with my friends.
Fine.
Well, don't worry about me. Damn, would y'all shut up?
Would you talk to me?
All y'all do is talk.
Do you understand?
Y'all can't step up to me.
Do you understand that everybody in the world has to answer to somebody? Do you understand that every boss has another boss? Every boss beyond
I know all that.
So we all have to answer to somebody. Nobody can do as
Whatever. Don't tell me what I need to do because you don't know me.
All right.
Whatever. Won't you get your own house?
All right.
Well, I'm happy for you. Well, I'm good. I'm glad for you.
I'm 27 years old. I have my own house, okay? I do what I want, when I want, who could come, and whatever. I have my own. Y'all want to do your own? Y'all get your own. Midget isn't fidget, y'all.
We'll be right back.
There's been money missing from my wallet, and some of my jewelry is gone too. I hate to say this, but I think my daughter is stealing from me. I need proof.
3 gorgeous daughters here. And listen to me. They are beautiful young girls who are bonded together, and one is feeding off the other. As a matter of fact, when every one of these girls came out today, they all went, they all were bonding together. And what you have to do, I don't know how you're going to do it when you get home, is separate all 3 of them. That's the best advice I can do. See, they don't even want to be separated. No, they have
separate
to be.
I leave. I have been separated.
We have been separated for a long time. And you said separated, you leave? Yeah. Where are you going to go?
I have friends.
Oh, and you will find out that your friends become ex-friends very quickly once you keep asking them to support you and give you money and do all these things for you for free. Because you know what? There are no free rides. The girls have had too good a life, and it's up to you now to say it's enough. Here are the boundaries.
No,
nothing about my life.
You know what?
That's my money to take care of you. You don't get it without me there. You don't get that money.
You don't do anything for us. We give you the money.
If I give you money, what are you going to buy? You're going to go out and you're going to buy drugs, or you're going to buy something like that, alcohol, and I'm not giving you money for that.
You know, the bottom line is that there is no girl up here that I have seen who really loves herself.
Stephanie.
And you think that these guys are coming to you. You think that the guys are so interested in you.
They're not.
Let me
They want
tell you
one
something.
thing.
Any guy who wants to use you girls couldn't feel very good about himself anyway, because somehow, with all of this rampant sex, somebody's going to end up in big, deep trouble. That's how you realize that.
21-year-old boys calling her.
What is it?
They're talking to her, not you. So
talk to your mother. Look at your mother.
I don't want to.
Why? Is it too painful? Is it too painful to see your mother crying like this?
No.
Tell her.
I love you too, but I don't like you bitching at me every day, so I'm.
Well, how would you like? What would you like her to do?
But the things
To leave me
I'm telling
alone?
you are important, Amber.
She loves you. That's why she, I don't know where you're from, but I know that you traveled here to get here. And Sally provided this opportunity for you to finally communicate and for you to listen. Do you want her to listen to you when you have something to say that's on your mind?
No, because I don't listen to her.
How old are you?
15.
What's going to happen to you when you're 16?
I get a job.
What are you going to do right now? What if you end up with AIDS? You're not going to get anything if you have AIDS.
I end up with AIDS.
Do you want to see your mother like this?
No, I don't.
So tell her that.
Don't cry.
Don't cry.
I love you.
Wait a minute.
She didn't mean it.
No, she just said something. She said something. Listen, everybody up here is a therapist, right? Excuse me? Talk to her. Tell her what you just told her. You're such a beauty.
I said don't cry.
Talk to her. Hold her.
She knows I love her.
She doesn't know. She's sitting here and she doesn't know.
Wonder.
You know I love you.
in the woods, my dear.
The things that you do, Amber, you don't show me, though.
We'll be right back.
What they did is that over here, we had surveillance on children. They were going to a liquor store, which they were selling to minors. And over here, you would see the 2 children that bought a beer ball.
I think you made a breakthrough, which is pretty good.
Now she's embarrassed.
It's feeling pain, and
Thank
that
you,
can be
Sally.
embarrassing. The parents on today's show know what their kids are doing. If there's any hint or any glimmer in any of your children that they may be doing some of these things and you don't know, please meet Tony DiLorenzo. is a man who has found an answer to help parents find out what their out-of-control teens are up to while they're away. He's a private detective in Marlborough, New Jersey, and he spies for a living. A paid spy, right?
Right.
Yes. Now, these parents don't need to spy on their children because they know all the bad news. What about parents who aren't sure? What percentage of parents aren't sure what their kids are?
Well, it's actually grown for us because a lot of parents today both have to work. So there's several hours a day that there's no parents in the house at all.
Right.
So they will come to us and find out exactly what's going on here, where you see children bringing home their boyfriends, having parties at the house, and what they do is that when the parents come home, everything is cleaned up, but they've been partying all during the time.
Right. What?
At least you have fun.
Boy, at least we have fun, and you laugh like a hyena at the same time.
What's the main thing that parents come to us is that most of these children are out of control. Police having videotape and sitting them down and say, there's no more lying, the parents have control, here's what's going on, don't tell me that you're not doing it, don't tell me anymore that no one else is over, that you're home alone. I know the facts now, so let's sit down and get down to what the real problem is.
So how do the parents do this?
When they come to us?
Yes.
Some of the equipment that we have here is that we have a smoke alarm where it goes actually inside the little hole there, and it go either on the wall
right,
or go on the ceiling. What we have also is that we have a clock that you can put right in any room, and there's a camera inside the clock. Now, this other equipment here is...
The smoke alarm and the clock are pretty good.
This paper clip is, that's the size of the pinhole camera that we have here. This camera here, which the lens is the size of the pinhole, is that you would put this in the wall or on the ceiling, and this way when the children are having a party or whatever they want to record, could record, and they would never find their equipment. And the last camera we have, again, is the size of the head of this paper clip. It could be mounted any place you like. It could be in a wall, it could be in a toy, it could be any place you want. So this way when you videotape, it has a date and time on it, and they can't turn around and say, that you talked about that was a year ago. No, this is what's going on right now. And with the one girl...
Does it cost a lot to run a tape constant? You would have to, if you're going away for 10 days, you'd have to leave a tape running for 10 days.
Well, the problems you have in here, you wouldn't need 10 days. You just need a couple hours.
Well... No, but Tony, maybe they're good for, say, 9 days, and it's the 10th day they're going to have a party or something.
You have time lapse.
It can work with time lapse.
Like one thing, like the girl in green there, where she was in jail and she wrote the letter to the mother.
Right.
If the mother had the equipment there and she says, "Mom, doing good. You know, you're not home, but I am really doing good." The mother could show if she is doing good, you give her more leadway. If she's lying to her, then you know it's a lie. You just go back to step one again.
I see. Okay, you could do it audibly too, couldn't you?
Correct.
I mean, with the audio tapes.
You have audio tape or you can have camera.
And let it run. You brought us an example of a successful mission spying on some out-of-control teens. What are we about to see?
What happened is that children were coming home drunk, and we didn't know where they were getting the liquor from. So what they did is that over here, we had surveillance on children. They were going to a liquor store, which they were selling to minors, and over here you would see the two children that bought a beer ball, and they're carrying it down to a location where they're going to have a party with their friends.
Where was that camera hidden?
We shot that from a surveillance van outside because they didn't know what house was having a party, so we just followed the children. They led us to everything.
What are the legal issues, though, of spying on teens? I know we were not allowed to spy on any of our teens on the show today because you can't spy on a minor without what, a parental, what is that called?
Well, if it's outside surveillance, we could have surveillance any place outside, but inside like equipment like this, most states, if you're videotaping your own house, it's legal. In certain states, which if you want to do it yourself, what you do is you call your local police department, find out what the laws in your own state is.
Okay, because there's, I know, a disagreement as to whether you can do this and you can't do this.
Right, that's why each state's different.
All right, what's the best advice for a parent who thinks their teenager might be behaving like some of these teenagers
Well, I'm
today?
the eyes and ears for the parents when they're not around. So if you want to get the facts and you want to know what facts, but they can't break it, you have it videotaped, you sit them down and say, here's what I got on you. Okay, let's get to the problem now.
Okay, we'll be right back.
Brenda says that she still thinks her daughter Samantha is so out of control she won't change. To try to hang in there, Brenda's going to take Gilda's advice and give Samantha tough love. Loa tells us that after the show, Tessa had major attitude on the plane. And to make things even worse, the next day, Ivy still refused to get up for school. Loa also says even though the audience got her daughters very upset, she doesn't think they will ever change their same old out-of-control ways. After the show, Christina thought her daughter Sarah had smoked pot because going home was miserable. Sarah had a fresh mouth on the plane, and when they landed, she tried to run away several times. Christina told us she had no idea that her daughter was having sex until after this show, and now she knows her daughter must go for professional help. When they left the show, Vicky told us that her daughter Amber didn't talk to her the whole way home. Later on, Amber shocked her mother when she admitted she felt badly about making her cry on the show. Amber promised her mother that she will try to change. Only time will tell.
That's right.
See you next time.